apparently this guy was the yellow king in the whole damn show.
$80 on the 10-piece kit.
Was the Atlas Organization founder and the author of China's Vision of Victory, author Jonathan Ward. Jonathan, it's good to see you. Thanks very much for being here this morning. So we continue to see this back and forth over Taiwan, where now we've got Nicaragua cozying up to China against Taiwan. Your thoughts on what's playing out here?
Hi, Maria. Well, it's not a huge surprise. Of course, Nicaragua is a government that is relatively sympathetic.
So we got Nicaragua and all the whole show. Apparently, she's telling you there's something bad going on over there. Drug dealers owning that thing, human atrocities, and everything else. If not, Delport, just or Freeport Mining Society for coal, just mica mining over there. You name a million of them. In the end of it, it's the same problem across the board. And you say Chinese experts on U.S. ties, America needs to know what raid this cowboy stands for. And again, at the end of it, if it ain't fucking X, it ain't fucking X. I give you that, you give me that. Putin tell you the same damn story. The fucking winter in Russia eat you like a bear, and you be thankful for it. You be thankful for the opportunity to show up from your cat. You're running outside and get eaten by a fucking bear.
But on the other hand, Beijing is still successful at peeling off the remaining governments that do recognize Taipei.
Jonathan, look at this comment from the head of China's military saying that China's military will, quote, heavily attack U.S. troops who come to Taiwan's rescue.
That's you. Again, when you do acts like that, you'd have to be big in China territory like that and know their whole military structure to the wide Taiwan. And not the United States. Right now they'd be like, if you don't back off, I'll backhand you. What are you doing? You messing around you dumbasses are messing around with port supplies, fucking engineering and science and all the other shit that we do around here on the fucking island they made over here.
Continuing from the CCP, and American companies looking at the 1.4 billion person population
Kathy Woodstock, she's making a new
looking
boat.
at dollar signs, not recognizing the national security risks. Apple CEO Tim Cook making a secret deal with China back in 2016 worth $275 billion. To improve business in the country. According to internal documents obtained by The Information, we've been reporting this week, that the 2016 deal reportedly included Apple's agreement that it would build new retail stores in China.
People are, the game is like if Verizon had it across the board or T-Mobile inside of it, then great. But in the end of it, Apple across the whole makes a singular platform in which makes the overall index easier to platform, given population and our ability to chains and rails it. Even if I don't have the whole herd, I imagine I'm going to catch a big old clip of it. And even if they got those numbers over there, how far off can gravity really be? Alright, so there's some local topology where particle physics, high probability level in the curve, XI, and Putin come in shit outside the premise.
Talking about the United States.
Philly, God damn it.
Right, Maria. Well, this is the thing that every single American needs to understand. On one hand, you have a Chinese military that is literally preparing for war with our country. And on the other hand, you have corporate leaders who are building businesses over there and investing over there.
What areas of COVID and paying attention to it? It's not having really much to do with it's kind of, again, some particle physics stuff. We're all going to have that problem, even if actually I could put fucking a billion of them over here. Just take it home, double it, 1 to everywhere, 2 to 1, right?
Into its Belt and Road strategies, into
2.3,
various ways to defeat the United States. This is the thing that we have to stop in America. You cannot.
That's just what a billion is. You got 2 billion.
Against ourselves. You cannot keep funding, our primary enemy. So our companies are.
But will they jump like that because the pin chip configuration make it over? At those kinds of numbers, yeah, you can fucking kind of.
Characters like Ray Dalio.
Well, how do we play it out?
What do we know? What he really means, what he really stands for, or apparently.
Well, like I said, you would say, fortunately, to the unfortunate nature of things like Social Security no longer coming up on the menu for Rabbit today, people pinning it down, and engineer corps beds, generals out there in New York City turning hospitals into negative pressure vacuum hospitals. The Square out there wasn't exactly tenement, but he was out there trying to do as best he can with people that were outmatched. They obviously had the military power to control their their own based on those millions. And again, it's off of a lower number, not even needing to. What's next? And later on, you'll be educated back to the systems, and I'll let you go, tag you with a fucking COVID shot.
The Chinese or Confucian way of approaching things has a lot to be said for it, so you have to make your own choice.
And then Walmart, Home Depot, fucking Campbell Soup.
This month, I believe, the Chinese government and
whatever's
Chinese
on that menu
institutions
there,
historically have ranked
like you
among
keep it on
Bridgewater's
there. There's a
biggest
couple of
finds.
because
So,
we know you
this
have
man
bad fucking
out there
habits,
speaking
and that's
about
why J.P.
principles,
Morgan stocks exist.
who's telling the world that he sees the Chinese empire rising.
Right?
And
Yeah,
he thinks we
J.P.
should all invest in it. He
Morgan's
says it's
number
risky
one
not to
pick,
invest
and
in
then you look
China.
at the market
You
on
need to
that
get to
thing,
know
and she's a
this
good
fellow
old
and
fucking
what he really is
fashion
doing.
bloodbath.
I mean, this kind of thing is way
Chase Banks,
beyond
right?
something like
Chase
Tim Cook,
Banks.
who's tied into this market.
But what would you
And
do
have
with it? You'd
people that
fed
are
it. You'd say, I
pushing,
gotta pull
for
it
the
down.
Chinese
You have money all
ascendancy
over the
as their
fucking road out there.
fundamental
People are
thesis, and
spending
that-
it on, and it's
to
like,
me, that's
Twitter?
unconscionable.
What are you doing?
I mean, how does he get away with writing a
What
book
are
and
you
naming it
doing?
Principles?
But it go to fucking Walt,
Okay?
take it all out, go to
Principles
Walt
of
Disney and
what?
have fucking
Principles
fun.
of investing in
Blow
the
it on
US as
some
the main
fucking kid that needs it as a
adversary
worker,
and investing in
tip
the
big
very
at the
companies
restaurant,
that
fucking have
China
fun.
will use to try to overtake the United States as the #1 superpower. And by the way,
You're not gonna
the
beat
policy of
Elon,
the
even
Biden
if you beat him with money. And then you motherfuckers coming up
put a
way
stop
light on the
to
scale.
unwitting investors helping to fund the expansion
I suggest
of
getting
our
quantum
main
physics.
adversary.
Then you got me to worry about.
Well, I
Carl
think there's
Sagan
a spectrum
first, and
here,
the
and
rest of
there's
the
certainly
gatekeepers
the
you got.
unwitting ones, and that's unfortunate. I mean, I think, there are many